Hello there, welcome to a brand new week. Today is 1847 and I'm going to start or continue basing these models from Doctor Who week. I'm going to continue with Blackstone Fortress stuff with these like ghoul-like creatures. I have no idea what they're called, can't remember, sorry. And after a week break, I'm going to go back to doing the commissions with the last two that I need to do with these guys, Cypher, and I can't remember the Grey Knight's name at the moment. For the Doctor Who stuff, it's just going to be painting the base brown. This is going to take a long time to dry, so this is as far as I'll be able to go today. For the little ghouls, I'm going to do a mix of contrast medium and a nice bluey green colour. And I'll give each one a nice generous coating all over. While they dry, I'm going to move on to Cypher, and I'm going to use some Flesh Tearer's red contrast paint to paint the inside of his cloak. I'm going to give that a couple of coats so it's a nice deep red. And while both of those are drying, I'm then going to move on to the Grey Knight, and I'm going to start painting the silver. There's quite a lot of silver to do. The model is mostly silver, which I'm very happy about. So this guy will be done a lot quicker than that Imperial Knight. And hopefully I'll be able to get both these guys finished by the end of the week. And once the base coat is done, I will then mix a bit of medium, Lamia medium in a blue, and then I'll give the whole knight a once over. And as things are still wet, I'm going to continue with the tiny little bits that I've not quite glued on yet, so I can get like in all the detail areas. I'll give those a coat of black that need it, and once I've done that, I'll then give them a wash. After all that, the Blackstone Fortress guys are dry, so I'll give them a once over with a white while dry brushing the entire model. These things are not going to take very long to paint whatsoever. As once I've finished the dry brushing, I'm then going to do a little bit of Crimson Carenberg, I think is the name. Just a little red, basically to sort of accentuate the knuckles and the eyes. And once that's done, everything's still kind of wet, so I can't really continue. I need to finish off the Doctor Who figures tomorrow. These guys just need their teeth picking out. I'm going to save the basing for when I get sort of more of the Blackstone Fortress finished, so I can base them all at once. And tomorrow I'll concentrate on the highlighting of these guys as we are well underway, and hopefully, as I said, these will be finished by the end of the week. Today is 1848 and I'm going to finish off these Doctor Who miniatures. I'm going to finish painting these Urguls, I think they're called. I looked up yesterday. And I'm going to get more work done on these two commissions. First thing I'm going to do is paint these guys' rims with a bit of Steel Legion drab. Once that's dry, I'll add some glue to the base, and then using my little poofer, I'm going to add some static grass to each and every one. For the ghouls, it's just a matter of quickly painting their teeth with a bone-like colour, and once that's dry, I'm just going to give them a quick wash with a very light brown. With those two little projects out of the way, we're on to the main stars of the show. I'm going to start by finishing off Cypher's cloak. I'm going to basically just bring up the highlights on there, and then I'm going to start adding like little notches and things so it looks a little bit more worn. After that, I thought I'd start painting his black armor, but then it quickly dawned on me that the black armor, I'm going to have to do a lot of repaints if I finish off the black armor, because I need to do his face first. So I thought I'd start that process now before it becomes a massive, massive, massive problem tomorrow. Once I put a wash on Cypher's face, I thought I'd leave him and go on to the Grey Knight, and I start to build up the highlights for the Terminator armor and all that nice shiny metal. And once that was complete, I thought I'd start work on the Grey Knight's cloak as well and get that prepped for tomorrow. I'll basically base coat it now, give it a wash, and that's as far as I'll be able to do today. So there's the remnants of Doctor Who week, all finished and ready to be photographed and whatnot later on down the line. These ghouls just need to be based, but I'm going to do that in one big grouping with a load of other Blackstone Fortress stuff. And these guys will be the main focus of tomorrow. In fact, they'll probably be the only focus for tomorrow, but I'm happy with the way they're coming along so far. A package also arrived all the way from Poland from Puppets of War, and they are the Orc Fleshbusters team and Orcto 1. I'm really happy that someone actually made some ghost-busting orcs, as I'm a big fan of orcs and I'm a big fan of Ghostbusters as well. I'm not going to stick them together anytime soon though, because I need to buy some bases, but that'll have to wait for now. Today is 1849. I don't have much time left today, so I'm just going to be able to finish off the flesh on both the models and the red on the robe of the Grey Knight. I'll start by adding a quick flesh tone to both the models, then I'll work on the eyes. That way, if I make a mistake, it's going to be a lot easier to clean it up as I go along, sort of now rather than later stages. Once the eyes are complete, I'll then build up the layers by getting the flesh tone lighter and lighter and lighter until I'm satisfied with the final result. For the Grey Knight, I'm going to paint their beard a nice grey, and then I'll mix in some white and build up the colours as I go, just like I did with the skin. With the robe, I'll give it a quick once over again with the base coat just to tidy up any marks left over from the wash, and then I'll slowly build the layers up, getting to a lighter highlight until again I'm happy with the result. And annoyingly, that's all I've got time for today, but they look good and well under the way, so tomorrow I'll do a lot more with them, and hopefully I'll get them closer to finishing within basically Friday, I'm hoping. Today is 1849 and I'm going to continue work on the 2 commissions. It's mostly going to be the main bulk of the guys, but I'll also get a little bit done for the bits that I will be gluing on later as well. I'm going to start things off by finishing Cypher's armor. It's going to take about 3 layers of contrast paint to cover up everything, all the black, and to get it as smooth and as nice as I want it. In between those layers drying, I thought I would start painting the staff of the Grey Knight. I'm also going to continue with the head of the Grey Knight as well and get a little bit more of that done. The smaller bits that I'm doing, I'm not too worried about getting those done as much as I am the main bulk of both of the characters, as none of the tiny bits are really going to take very long whatsoever. With Cypher, I continue to paint the black, and I've shaded the armor and done everything there. I completely forgot to record that, but I also worked on the Grey Knight's cloak or cape type thing and got that out of the way as well. And there we are. I'm quite happy so far. I'll work on the gold tomorrow, and then sort of the other details like the books and the pages and everything like that. And most of the work for Cypher tomorrow will go into his cloak, and then some more of the smaller details, and I'll do a little bit more highlighting on his armor. Today is 1850. I am still working on the 2 commissions. However, I'm not going to be able to get much done because I've got an electrician coming around to sort out problems with some plugs and some lights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint Cypher's cape. Basically, I'll give it the base coat, and then after that I will give it a wash, as that's really all I'm going to have to do and have enough time to do with him today. And then after that I'll start working on the gold for the Grey Knight. There's not much to do, but it is kind of time consuming because of the bulk of it, and I don't know how long the electrician's going to be here for. I've got quite a few problems in the flat that's arisen, so hopefully he's not going to be too long and we have to get a little bit more finished, but it's looking doubtful. I also realised I quickly needed to paint this little bit white before I carried on with the gold, so I got that out of the way as well. And then I gave the gold a wash with Agrax Earthshade even, and then I started work because I just had a little bit more time, and I continued on and finished off the Grey Knight's head. It's a very short and sweet one today. Again, hopefully I'm going to have a little bit more time tomorrow, even though it is a Saturday. And normally I don't have a lot of time on a Saturday, but hopefully I'll be able to at least get Cypher's cloak finished and all that lovely, lovely gold finished on the Grey Knight. And then Sunday I should definitely be able to finish painting them all. Today is 1851. I don't have much time again today, so all I'm going to do is Cypher's cloak and tiny little bits of detailing work on the smaller pieces, as well as a little bit more on the Grey Knight. For Cypher's cloak, it's just a matter of building up those highlights and keeping the shading in check. I'm going to do several highlights building up to a very light beige. He also needs to be dirtied up, but that'll come right at the very end of the actual painting. Once the cloak is finished, I'm going to start work on the on the buckles and things like that. I'm going to give it a once over with dried bark, and then I'm going to do some Agrax Earthshade. While that's drying, I will start work on the smaller items and do any of the dried bark that I need to do on that as well. With that out of the way, I'm going to start highlighting the gold. Now I'm going to do the first layer because the next step is going to involve some silver, and I want to save that for when I've painted the rest of the metal on both Scyther and the Grey Knight, which I'll start as second after I finish this this first layer. So there we are. Unfortunately, it didn't get anywhere near as much finished as I wanted to. I've started the weapon on the Grey Knight. He hasn't got much to do, and Scyther hasn't got much left to do as well. I'm going to put an extra hour in tomorrow, so hopefully I'll get them all finished. A package also arrived today, and I'm really happy about it. Some much needed glue because I'm really low on that. And Legions Imperialis. I've been waiting for this since they announced it. Can't wait to get stuck in. In fact, I'm probably going to do a live build on Monday. Today is 1852, and I am finally going to finish painting both of the commissions. It took a little bit longer than I thought because I had a couple of days this week where I couldn't paint as much as I'd like. But today I've given myself an extra hour. So I'm going to start things off by painting and highlighting the metal that I shaded yesterday. And then I'll finish highlighting the gold, which this is the whole point I've been waiting for, so I can actually highlight the gold along with the metal, because it's just a tiny little bit of silver that needs to be done. And then I'm going to basically spend the rest of the day painting details, going backwards and forwards. So I'll do one colour, put the shade on, then I'll start working on another colour, add the shade to that, and hopefully the original colour will be dry, so then I can work on that. There is a lot of detailing that needs to be done, so that is going to take pretty much all day. It will take the full 3 hours that I've allowed myself. But once it's all finished and all dried, I will clean up the areas that need to be cleaned, and then I will glue them into place. I'll also quickly paint the bit that I completely missed. I completely forgot it was there, so I'll quickly do that as well. And then everything will be done. I think there's just a little bit more detail I need to do with the Grey Knight, just a couple of markings on his cape, and obviously I need to base them. But yeah, it's been a good week. Finished the Doctor Who stuff that I started last week. Knocked those 4 ghouls out like that. That was really easy. And these guys are now done, and that's the last of the commission work, and now I can crack on with Legion Imperialis, which I'm going to do tomorrow. I may do a live build for that, I'm not entirely sure, but I am quite happy with this week's progress. If you've made it all the way to the end of the video, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you tune in next week to see the Legion Imperialis stuff, so bye for now.